Oh, why hello there. Welcome back to another episode of the Get Up and Glow podcast. The It Girls are no longer leaving their New Year's goals to January 1st, and here's why. The winter arc. What is it, and how do you initiate it? Okay, girls, chapter number 1. What the heck even is a winter arc? For those of you who do not know, the winter arc is essentially defined as locking in, being hyper-focused on your goals, spending those last few months of winter before the new year starts to really become the best version of yourself. It originally started more so for the gym bros, but us self-development girlies were like, we are going to grab this. We are going to lock in. And essentially, it is all about utilizing those quieter months where there's not a lot going on, where it is cold, you don't want to go outside, you don't want to run around with your friends, you don't want to grab those patio drinks, and instead of just wasting time scrolling on TikTok, wasting time watching all TV winter long, you are going to focus on yourself. Make sure you check off all of those goals that were on your New Year's resolution list for 2024. Speaking of which, when is the last time you checked in with those goals and even looked at them? But regardless, it is a time to focus on your self-development. And the Get Up and Glow girlies already know about the Hot Girl action steps, but if you are new to the pod, welcome. Within every chapter, we talk about things on how you can become your best self and glow up for good, but we just don't talk about it. We talk, and then I give you It Girl action steps. So you can go take these little action steps, apply them to your life right now so you can start making progress on becoming your best self. Okay, so what are your first Hot Girl action steps? First off, reflect on your winter. What type of winter season do you want to have? Do you want to make sure, you want to work on your best self, but you want to enjoy the holiday season too? You want to go and do holiday activities. You want to relax just a little bit. And you know what, girl? On this side of self-improvement TikTok, I don't know about you, and I don't know what other content creators you listen to, but on this side of self-improvement TikTok, we are all about becoming your best self, but I am not going to tell you, to wake up at 4 a.m., to grind, to never stop working. No. Okay, we are about prioritizing balance. We are real women, go to school, who go to work, who have real busy lives, but just want to work a little bit on themselves without burning themselves out so much, who want to go to the gym, who want to eat healthy, but you know what? Sometimes they're going to eat Taco Bell. Sometimes you just want to go and cuddle up and watch Agatha All Along in bed. That is okay. In order to grow yourself, you need to know yourself. As cheesy as that sounds, it's true, okay? Figure out, yes, you're going to work on yourself. You're going to lock in. You're going to do all of these goals in this winter, okay? But what else do you want to do? Know your boundaries and set them in place before you start initiating what I'm about to tell you. Because by the end of this podcast, I'm going to teach you how you can go take all of your goals, create morning routines, night routines, and a daily hot girl checklist that you can do every single day in a way that doesn't have a lot of friction, no resistance, okay? So all you need to do is check off these little goals each day off your list, and by the end of the year, you will already be that girl. So stay tuned to the end. Okay, the next hot girl action step. Girl, we talked about it. You need to know yourself to grow yourself. Identify the areas of growth. What are you lacking? What don't you do so well on? What do you really want to improve? You love yourself. We're all about that, okay? And we're not trying to nitpick ourselves to be like, oh, we suck. No, but you know yourself, and you know the areas that you may not like, because not because you hate yourself, but because you know that you can improve and you can be a little bit better. This could be in terms of public speaking. This could be in terms of being a better communicator, in terms of relationships, reaching out to your friends more. When's the last time you checked in with your bestie? Are you that good of a friend? Reflect. And then finally, your last hot girl action step for this chapter is to check in with your New Year's goals for 2024. What have you already achieved? Give yourself a pat on the back, okay? But then what are the goals you completely forgot about? Do they still matter to you? If yes, great. You're going to factor them into the next few steps, which leads us into chapter 2. Define your goals. What is most important to you? I know you want to make a ton of money. I know you want to be your hottest self, be ripped, be super strong, look great, have glowing skin, beautiful hair, a thriving relationship, being the most popular girl at school. You have all of these big goals. I get it. But girl, you can't be everything you want to be before your time. And if you try to do everything all at once, you're not going to be able to do anything at all. You're going to burn yourself out, okay? We're going to stick to the things that are the most important to you right now. Those other little things will all come into play later. So pick 4 big important goals that mean the most to you. Think about them, reflect on them, and let's get started. Your hot girl action steps. I want you to turn those 4 goals, and I already know that you kind of know what they are because you've been thinking about them all the time. You're always on yourself to start working on them, and you never do. That's okay. That is what the winter arc is all about. Make them SMART goals. Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant. Okay, so you want to start working out and get your body of your dreams. Amazing. How are you going to do that? Be specific. I am going to work out 2 to 3 times a week. That might not sound a lot at first, but if you do that consistently, you will see results, which leads into achievable, that you can actually achieve those goals. The goal should be something you have to work on, right? But not something that has so much resistance that you will never be able to achieve it. Measurable. Can you check that off? Yes, you can, workout goals. Work at 1. Measurable. Can you measure it? Absolutely. Set yourself up a little checkable to-do list and check it off each time you go throughout the week. Did you check 3 times off? Great. You've achieved your goal. Relevant. Does it apply to your mission statement for your life, your greater vision for who you want to become? And then I want you to take those goals and break them down. For instance, if you say, I want to make a certain amount by the end of 2025, or you want to buy a house, or maybe you want to be known for your style, be that girl when it comes to fashion. Okay, that is a huge goal. Let's make it a SMART goal. And now let's take that giant macro level goal and make it into micro goals that you can consistently work on a daily basis to help you achieve that giant goal. Which leads us into chapter 3, utilize tools to help you do this. Girl, this is not the first time you've had goals in place, okay? Remember your New Year's resolutions and you listen to all of those podcasts on how to be that girl for 2024. Great. How is that going for you? For the girlies who are thriving, slay, so proud of you. For the girlies who are like, I fear I did not live up to my full potential, that is okay. You are here, which means you are doing so well. Sometimes we fall off. Sometimes we have a hard year. We can't predict that stuff. That is okay. But here's the thing. Here's the difference between the version of you who sticks to this winter arc and achieves all your goals this winter versus the person who listens to this, says I'm going to do it, and then falls off. Define your plan. But I know what you're thinking. I don't have a life coach to sit there and help me, break down all of these goals and give me checklists that I can actually do within a reasonable time. My answer to that is, girl, yes, you freaking can. I'm about to reveal the most useful tool that you can use right now that's absolutely free and accessible to anybody who has a device and a connection to the internet. And that is ChatGPT. I love ChatGPT. And if you do not know, ChatGPT isn't just for, schoolwork. You can use it as your personal fitness coach who can tell you recommended diets or recommended workouts based on your own personal goals. You can plug in things like your height, like your weight, your goal weight, what you typically eat, your lifestyle, and it can give you recommendations for you. You can do this for beauty, for glow up tips, for genuinely anything. But did you know you can literally teach it to give you the ultimate winter arc checklist, which is so useful because here's the thing, I'm about to share my perfect winter arc in case you want some inspo soon, so stay tuned. But what works for me, what's my goals are not necessarily for you. So here's the thing, you already did this in the other hot girl action step, or you're about to do it after you listen to this pod. The goals for 2024 that you had and you still care about, keep them in a folder. Those new goals, those SMART goals that you'll define, amazing. Add them to that folder or to that list. Now, here's what I want you to do. Go into ChatGPT. I want you to say, hey, create my winter arc checklist. And you're going to define what that winter arc means to ChatGPT just because it might not understand. Then I want you to say, these are all of the goals I want to achieve by the end of this year. Then I want you to type out and say, I want you to create a checklist for things I need to do as a morning routine, a night routine, and the daily to-dos that I can use and incorporate into my daily life in order to reach these goals by the end of the year. You know what the amazing thing is? It is going to quite literally spit out your perfect morning routine, your perfect night routine, everything you need to do, and you're just going to copy that, email it to yourself, put it into your notes app. You'll wake up in the morning, you follow it. Check, check, check. You go throughout your day, you follow it. Check, check, check. Do the same at night. And girl, if you keep up with it, and again, if you stick to what I'm telling you in terms of only making a few really big goals that mean a lot to you, not having a million things, if you do want to actually enjoy your holiday season, like I would, because don't forget, you deserve that too. By the end of this year, you will be a completely transformed, elevated version of you. And okay, girl, I know what you're thinking. This sounds amazing, but I need inspo. What does a winter arc look like? Here is an example. So I use the ChatGPT winter arc it girl method that I just spoke about above. And here is exactly what I got. So keep in mind, my winter arc, I want to lock in. I want to become the best version of me in terms of fitness because I'm planning a wedding, in terms of just general happiness and career goals. Essentially, I want to feel like that girl, have all these healthy habits locked down, but also have time to enjoy my life. And if that sounds like you, here's some it girl winter arc motivation. Okay. Your winter arc morning routine. Wake up early before 7 a.m. Then you're going to go do your skincare. Then immediately come sit down, gua sha your face or ice roll your face and do your Duolingo. Then get ready for the day. You want to feel like your best self? You have to look like your best self. Do some makeup. Make sure your hair is done and always looking good. Because if your hair looks hot, you will always look hot no matter what you wear, no matter even if you put a stitch of makeup on. Then you're going to go right to the kitchen, take your vitamins, which you already know and you've checked because you've utilized ChatGPT in order to what vitamins to take to help your glow up goals, your health goals. This could be vitamin C to help give you the extra boost during that winter, vitamin D for the same reasons, help you boost your metabolism as well. Just a generalized multivitamin. And you're gonna take that and some water. Then you're gonna make a greens juice, okay? You're gonna do your 5-minute journal and end the morning with 10 minutes of stretching, 10 minutes of meditation, yoga, whatever you feel like in the moment. Just listen to your body. You want inspo for your That Girl Winter Arc Night Routine? Girly, I'm here to deliver, okay? 8 o'clock comes around, you're gonna unwind. You're going to have a little relaxed moment. Do your evening skincare for the day, okay? Really take your time with this. Use the products that we've already talked about in 101 episodes of the Get Up and Glow podcast. You're gonna whip out that red light mask, okay? You're gonna help yourself relax. You're going to take the rest of your vitamins that you have to take at night. Maybe they make you feel nauseous, like zinc, or maybe it's magnesium to help you fall asleep, help you relax at night. You're going to do your hair care routine, okay? You want gorgeous hair? Okay, start using a serum every night and actually stick to it. I love the Honey brand. I think it's a Garnier hair care product. It's kind of like a ripoff of the Gazoo hair oil. Don't come for me if I'm mispronouncing that. And then you're gonna wrap your hair up in those heatless curls so you can wake up and it takes one step out of your morning routine, which is make sure your hair looks hot so you can look hot. So you're gonna rip out that rope tie and you're gonna have beautiful, gorgeous hair every single day. Because I know that you do it once in a while and you think, wow, this looks great. And then you get lazy at the end of the night and you don't even want to wrap up your hair. So you don't, and then your hair doesn't look as good. No. With this winter arc, you're locking in, you're going to commit to doing this for 3 minutes. And then you're going to read before bed, something self-improvement related or something that just, again, whatever contributes to your goals, and get to bed at a reasonable hour, girl. Because gone are the days of binging Netflix until 2 a.m. and then sleeping in 10 minutes before you have to leave, running out of the house in sweatpants, not feeling good, not looking good, not eating a proper breakfast. How are you going to feel like that girl if you do that? How are you going to look like that girl if you do that? Because I know you want to feel good about yourself. You're not going to feel good about yourself unless you take care of yourself. So it's time to lock in. How do you expect to waste the last few months of the year? And again, there's a difference between wasting and taking intentional time to relax and enjoy, which I encourage. But if you just doom scroll and binge TV series after TV series and eat like crap and not clean up, no. How are you going to go and say, I'm going to start fresh in the new year? You don't have any foundation to build upon. There's going to be so much more resistance into that, and you are going to end up falling off your goals in 2025. But again, if you stick to this winter arc, you make it reasonable for you, not a ton of resistance, you are going to end this year feeling so good about yourself, feeling relaxed, feeling motivated, and that is going to propel you so far into 2025. And okay, girl, like we said before, in terms of the winter arc, not only are you going to define your daily to-dos in terms of a morning and night routine that is going to help you lock in, but you're going to do that for the daily checklist too. So I'm talking whatever goals that you have in mind, regardless of what they are, what are the daily things that you can do right now that you can actually commit to doing on a daily basis? And again, ChatGPT is going to give you this based on your goals, because I could sit here and tell you what I think your goals should be, but how is that going to be beneficial to you? I don't know you that well. Girlie, I know we're besties because you are subscribed to the podcast, because you are following the TikTok at the Get Up and Glow podcast and my personal Instagram at madison.haynes. All you comment, and I just want to take a hot second to say every single comment you make on my personal profile, every single DM I read, I genuinely cry tears of happiness. And I just want to take that moment to thank you so much for all the kind words, for subscribing to the podcast, for reviewing the podcast. Okay, I know what you're saying. Ugh, enough with that mushy stuff. Just get back into the winter arc. Tell me what I need to do to be my best self. I've got your back. And again, you can use this as inspiration, just a general guideline. Okay, Monday comes around. Work on something that is your side hustle, okay? The thing that you are really working towards. This could be content creation. This could be a side business. This could just be, copied, pasted, or this could just be switched out in terms of something to do to work on your career to propel you forward, or for school. Just an hour-ish each day to doing something that means something to you. And go one step further with this and make it enjoyable, light a candle, romanticize it. It's gonna make it a lot easier. Now, I know you wanna be that girl, so I know most of you have fitness goals on this list already, so work out. Maybe your goal is to run a marathon next year. Okay, start now. Run 5K on a Monday and prepare yourself for a good week. So maybe, whatever dinner you're making today, or for lunches for school, whatever that may be, meal prep, make enough of them for the next few days so you can eat healthy. You don't have to think twice about it. So when you open that fridge and you have an excuse of there's nothing healthy to eat and I'm just wanting to eat something super fast, so you grab that junk food. No, Make something healthy that you love, meal prep it so you have no excuses. Not only that, you want to have a clean house, you don't have the time for it. My meal prepping, you don't have to constantly do dishes all the time. You can do the same too, but just again, always having healthy snacks on hand. Take Monday to make sure that you got them locked down. It's super easy, no excuses. My personal favorite is edamame. I love edamame. You literally just throw it in a bowl, microwave it. It's probably not as nutrient dense as cooking it in other methods, but I do it, put a little tiny bit of salt to taste. Delicious. And then do something self-care related that's also glow related. Mondays could be doing a face mask and painting your toenails every week. Tuesdays, okay, organize something. It could be anything. It could be one drawer, it could be one room, whatever you have time for on that given day. You know why you're going to do this? So you don't come to me and say, Madison, my New Year's goal is to deep clean my whole house. I want to start the new year fresh. I want to have all this stuff done, all these rooms cleaned. But how? I have a week left. I want to enjoy my holiday season. But I can't deep clean my entire room, my entire house. And I'm going to say, of course you didn't, because you didn't lock in the winter arc. And if you just every Tuesday or whatever day you assign, just spent like 10 minutes or an hour, whatever time you have, cleaning one cupboard at a time, by the end of this year, you wouldn't have had to do much because all of the intense work, those drawers that you don't really go through often, would have already been cleaned. And again, another day, another workout. It could be arms, it could be glutes, again, whatever you plug into ChatGPT based on your own personal goals. And it could be 10 minutes, it could be an hour. Again, whatever works with you. The goal is not to be perfect. The goal is just to be consistent, to lock in during your winter arc and do something about your relationships, okay? Maybe every Tuesday you call your grandparents, you call your parents, you reach out to a friend, you FaceTime them, something that is going to provide you with meaningful connection, make a difference in someone else's life. Wednesday, let's say this is our self-improvement day. You're dedicating it to learning how to properly type, learning an instrument, learning something new that's going to help you enhance your career or your studies, whatever that may be. Dedicate that day to self-improvement. And again, by that day, I don't expect you to do it for 8 hours, girl. Whatever works for you. I don't know how many times I have to say that, but I want to be very clear. We ain't about the burnout on this side of the podcast. And in terms of Thursday, in terms of Friday, again, being very consistent, whatever those goals may be. I'm not going to go plug in my personal ones because they probably don't pertain to you. But by now, we're halfway through the week. You get the point. Essentially, this example is just to show you what you can do every single day in terms of the morning, the daily routines after work, etc., and at night, and making it small. You see how I didn't list 101 things each day? Because you cannot do 101 things each day. Newsflash. It's time that you understand that. You don't beat yourself up for it, or you try to do it. You feel so good. I am that girl. And then you burn out and your mental health is so bad. No, that is not about the winter arc. The winter arc is not pushing yourself and pushing yourself. The winter arc is defining a version of yourself where you can balance your happiness, your self-care, your love for the end of the season, to give yourself enough time to go on those hot girl walks where you reflect and say, look how far I've come. Look at all the things I did. Sometimes us girls, we run around so fast. We move on from one goal to the next without giving ourselves the time to just relish in the fact that we achieved so much. We got through so much. We've been through some hard things. And look, you're still standing. You're still on the other side. You made it through. Congratulate yourself. You need to take that time. That's part of the winter arc in terms of self-reflection, in terms of giving yourself enough credit. Because if you don't ever give yourself enough credit, you're not going to be motivated to keep going because you don't stop and see the growth already. You think I'm not good enough, I can't grow, I can't stick to my goals. Girl, look at all the growth you've already done this year. So again, the winter arc is about locking in, becoming the best version of yourself, but you can't do that without focusing on the internal, the mental health side too. And chapter number 5, how are you going to track your progress? How are you going to make sure you don't fall off? Again, the winter arc just doesn't start for a week and stop. We are going to have to continue this until 2025. So here's how you stick to it. Check in with yourself in that to-do list, okay? One of them, I don't care when it is or where it is, once a week, I want you to sit down and say, okay, how much progress have I actually been making? How many times do I actually hit check on all of those lists on my phone? Figure it out. Figure out where there's a gap. Maybe there's a goal that you never check off. Maybe that's an indication that is just not something that you value. And if you don't, it's okay to remove it and replace it with something else. Or maybe it's too much resistance. Maybe if you, again, want to run a marathon and you can never run the 5 kilometers, say, okay, but what about if I just start with taking a long hot girl walk? That is like 2 kilometers. You start there, then maybe by the end of the year, or maybe in the start of 2025, you're ready to initiate those 5K runs. Know yourself to grow yourself. You have to stay flexible. You have to stop beating yourself up. Just because you had a bad week, you're in a rut, doesn't mean all hope is gone. There's no sense of restarting again. No, okay? You're not defined by your failures. You're defined about what you do when faced with adversity. That is how you really get true self-improvement. You have to have these hard times. Give yourself enough time to, number one, process your emotions, but not dwell on them. To pick yourself up and get up and glow. Little podcast name push. So again, your hot girl action steps are to schedule a weekly check-in with yourself. Girl, this literally takes 5 minutes a week, but this little tiny step can really be the difference between you getting everything you want by the end of the year and you completely falling off all of your goals again. And regardless of whatever you want in terms of a 5-minute journal, if it's a notes app, even if it's a voice note to yourself, try to journal a little bit every single day. Oh, did you think I was just going to leave you here without giving you a recap of everything we just talked about, just in case you forgot anything so you can go and take notes? Amazing. If you haven't took any notes throughout this podcast, that's okay, girl. What I want you to do is, unless you're driving, okay, pull over. I want you to whip out your notepad and list out these things that I'm about to tell you, because I am going to tell you everything I just said in the last 30 minutes or less, but in like a minute, so you can go and run with it right now and be your best self. Okay, number one, define your goals. Break them down into actionable steps. Number two, plug those goals into ChatGPT. Ask it for morning, nighttime, and daily checklists. Send them to yourself over email. Make them into little checklists you can actually check off. Put little cute emojis to it. Do whatever you gotta do to make it fun and exciting. Then I want you to start right now. I don't care if it's the morning. I don't care if it's the middle of the day, the night. Okay, you start checking those things off. You're gonna go easy on yourself. You're going to schedule the time in to, again, once a week to reflect on your goals, to see how they're coming along, and you're going to keep up with them, because I am not telling you to do 101 things. I'm telling you to pick 4 big goals. Okay, break them down into small things so you can actually see progress, so you're not overwhelmed. I know you can do that. Okay, you have time to do that. If you look at your screen time, how much time do you spend every day on your phone? Go again and tell me again how you don't have an hour to work on yourself every day. The answer is you do. You are just prioritizing other things that seemingly are more important to you. But the second you realize those things aren't that important and you make time for other things that are, i.e. your goals, that is when you see genuine change. If someone hasn't told you yet today, I am so proud of you. You deserve so much happiness. You are doing great in life. You are a lucky, gorgeous, gorgeous girl. If you were going through a bad time, a hard time, girl, that sucks, number one. I'm sorry. Validating your emotions, but you are going to get through it. Okay, you're going to process, you are going to heal, you are going to grow, and you are going to bounce back as your best self. I believe in you. You're doing amazing things. Thank you so much for listening to the Get Up and Glow podcast. If you have not been a subscriber, please subscribe. Join our community of gorgeous girls who are working on themselves to be the best version of themselves in healthy and sustainable ways. So now you know everything that you need to do to initiate your winter arc and become the best version of you before 2025. The only question left is, are you ready to get up and glow?